Start.
Good evening, children. Today we are going to start with some oxides of oxygen. Some simple oxides of oxygen. Simple oxides. So oxygen undergoes reaction with combination with metal to form metal oxides, and it will react with non-metal to form non-metal oxides. Sometimes it may react with metalloid to give some oxides. The binary compound of oxygen with the other element is called is oxide. Oxygen generally react with metals to give basic oxide. Oxygen generally react with non-metals to give acidic oxide. That general we will see here. One more thing, oxygen have the oxidation state of this reaction is minus 2 oxidation state, and oxygen undergoes reaction with other metals and non-metals in the form of ionic or covalent bond. The bonding between oxygen and metal, the bonding between oxygen and non-metal may be ionic or covalent in nature. Now I am going to write some acidic oxides. See, all non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. All non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. Example: sulfur dioxide, Cl2O7, carbon dioxide. All those things are example of acidic character, because when they are react with water to give acid. That is why non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. Non-metal oxides, the acid train also like that only. Sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide, carbon dioxide are eliminated from automobiles, and it was diffused with water in the clouds, and they will form as acid rain. That we learned in environmental chemistry. Now I am going to tell about sulfur dioxide plus water molecule gives H2SO3. This is called sulfurous acid. So whenever non-metallic oxide react with water to give acid, means the non-metal oxide is acidic in nature. Sulfurous acid. Next one is carbon dioxide react with water to give carbonic acid H2CO3. So this also example, carbonic acid. So these are all examples of acidic oxides. Metal oxides, in the S block elements, metals are highly electropositive. So the metal oxides react with oxygen to give basic oxides. Why? Because of the reason is metal oxides react with water to give bases. That is why metal oxides are highly basic. Let us take one example of sodium oxide, Na2O plus H2O gives 2NaOH. Sodium hydroxide is a base. So this is a metal oxide, we know that. Sodium oxide is a metal oxide, react with water to give sodium hydroxide is a base. Let us see one more example. Magnesium oxide react with water molecule, it will give magnesium hydroxide. It is also a base. It is known as milk of magnesia. It is used as an antacid. All these things we learned. Next one, calcium oxide react with water molecules to give calcium hydroxide. These also examples. Whenever the highly electropositive metal oxides react with water, they will give bases only. This is the evidence that metal oxides react with water to give acid. One more evidence, metal oxide and acid, what happened to that? Let us see example of one metal oxide, Na2O plus 2HCl. So this is a metal oxide which behaves as a base, and this is hydrochloric acid and acid. Acid base react with give salt and water, 2NaCl plus H2O. This is a salt, this is a water. This is the second evidence. Whenever our metal oxide is a base, means it will react with the acid to give salt and water. This reaction is called neutralization reaction. So for acidic non-metallic oxide, example is sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide react with sodium oxide, right? What is the product? Na2SO3 addition product. SO2 plus O. So this is a salt. This is basic in nature. This is acidic in nature. This is one more evidence that non-metal oxides are acidic in nature and metal oxides are basic in nature. Now I am going to tell about the next category. And some metal oxides, some exceptions are there. Some metal oxides of higher oxidation state behave as acidic. Normally metal oxides are basic in nature, but some metal oxides with higher oxidation state. Example, manganese heptoxide, it have oxidation state of +7. Then CrO3, chromium oxidation state +6, right? Then V2O5, vanadium pentoxide. These are all acidic in nature. Even though they are metal oxide, but they are acidic in nature due to the presence of higher oxidation state. One more question. So, acidic in nature. That is one exception. Next one is amphoteric acids. What are called amphoteric acids? Some metals have dual character. When the metal oxide react with base, it behaves as basic. And the same metal oxide react with acid, it behaves as acidic. That type of metal oxides are called as amphoteric oxides. Let us example zinc oxide, lead oxide, tin oxide, aluminum oxide are good examples of amphoteric oxides. Dual behavior. When water also dual in nature. Water is added to water is neutral in nature. Water is neutral acid and NO is neutral acid. Carbon monoxide is neutral acid. That is the next category. Now I am going to draw the equation related to amphoteric oxides. Next one is amphoteric oxides. Amphoteric means it is the character of the metal will decided by the base added to it, or the character of the metal is oxide is decided by the acid added to it. See, now I am going to write Al2O3 alumina react with acid 6HCl plus 9H2O. It will give 2Al Cl3 whole power 3 plus 6Cl minus here OH AlOH 2AlOH. Okay, right, this is the answer. This is basic in nature, acidic. Next one is same aluminum oxide Al2O3 react with 6NaOH plus 3H2O. It will give the 2Na3, right? 2Na3 Al here Cl3 here OH 6. So this is the answer. This is basic in nature. Sodium aluminate is basic in nature. Aluminum chloride is acidic in nature. So this is acid which decides the character of this metal oxide. This is a base which decides the character of this metal oxide. That is the thing important for amphoteric oxides. Next topic is neutral oxides. Example for this one: zinc oxide, lead oxide, tin oxide, aluminum oxide. So these are all metalloids. Some metalloids compounds also amphoteric in nature. Amphoteric oxides. Next one is neutral oxides. What are neutral oxides? Neutral oxides. Neutral oxides means these oxides are neither acidic nor basic. That is water, N2O, laughing gas, nitrous oxide, NO, N triple bond oxygen, carbon monoxide, C triple bond oxygen. These are neutral oxides. They neither react with acid nor base. So that is the neutral character. So these are the four types. Next one is the type is called mixed mixed acids, mixed oxides. Let us see Pb3O4. It contains two oxides, PbO plus Pb2, sorry, PbO, 2 Pb3O4, right? PbO plus Pb2O3. So, two oxides at a stress mixed together are called as mixed oxides. Mixed oxides means in the complex, bigger complex, we can separate into two metal oxides. That is called mixed oxides. Pb3O4, Fe3O4 are all examples of mixed oxides. If you are going to heat it, it will give PbO plus Pb2O3. Two oxides we can separate from this compound, that is called mixed oxide. Amphoteric oxides, one equation I have explained, Al2O3 plus 6HCl plus 9H2O. This is the answer. This is highly base acidic. When aluminum oxide react with HCl, it will give the aqueous complex which is acidic. Next one is next type of oxide is mixed oxides. For example, lead trioxide, it is converted into, when you are going to divide this oxide, you will get 2 PbO plus PbO2. So, two oxides combined together to form oxide are called as mixed oxides. In the case of Fe3O4, FeO and Fe2O3 is present. In the case of Mn3O4, 2MnO and MnO2 are present. This is called mixed oxide. Simple oxides means that contain only one type of oxide. Mixed oxides means in that mixed oxide 2 or 3 oxides present inside. Okay, next one is peroxide. Peroxide is oxide plus dilute acid gives peroxide. That is a formula. Hydrogen peroxide, sodium peroxide, all those things. Here sodium peroxide react with sulfuric acid gives sodium sulfate plus H2O2. Sodium sulfate plus H2O2. This O2 and this H2 react to form H2O2, remaining Na2SO4. And barium peroxide also gives O2, H2 gives H2O2, remaining barium sulfate. These are the examples of peroxides formed. For peroxides means the formula oxide plus acid gives peroxide. This is important. Oxide plus acid gives peroxide. Next one is suboxide. Suboxide means the element, the number of element is more than the oxide. That is these oxides contain less oxygen than the excited from the normal valency of the element. If I have 3 elements and 2 oxygen mixed together, this type of process is called suboxides. The valency of the element is more than the combining oxygen. That type of oxides are called suboxides. These oxides contain less oxygen than expected from normal valency of the elements are termed as suboxides. Carbon suboxide C3O2, lead suboxide Pb3O, nitrous oxides N2O. These are termed as suboxides. This is not given in the textbook. Take note on this. Dioxides, we know that manganese dioxide, lead dioxide. Superoxides means O2 minus ion. These containing O2 minus ion. Example KO2, RbO2, CSO2, etc. So these are superoxide. Metal element is combined with O2 minus are called as superoxides. Okay. Now I am going to start with the preparation of ozone. Ozone is an allotropic form of oxygen. It is too reactive to stay long in the atmosphere. It is to about 20 km above the earth level. The atmospheric oxygen react with sunlight to form the ozone. Ozone layer filters the unwanted UV blue rays from the sunlight. I am going to write the preparation of ozone. 3O2 in presence of silent electrical discharge. Electrical discharge it will use 2O3. This ozone is prepared from silent electrical discharge, is passed through the pure gold dioxygen in a specially designed equipment called as ozonizer. In this ozonizer, about 10% of oxygen is converted into ozone. This reaction is very specific in nature. So this is the equation: oxygen, silent electrical discharge, ozone is formed. Ozone is a very important chemical. It filters the unwanted UV blue rays from sunlight. The chlorofluorocarbon, freon, and all those compounds react with ozone, and it makes the ozone layer thinner. That I have to explain in the next class. Now I am going to draw the structure of ozone. Structure of ozone. O3. Angle 120 degree. 120 degree. Bond angle 170. Here bond angle 128. 128 picometer. It is 170 picometer. So this is the structure of ozone O3 model, and this is resonance form of ozone, and this is the finalized form of ozone molecule. Okay. Ozone is a pale blue, dark. Ozone is pale blue. Ozone is light blue gas. Ozone is dark blue liquid. Okay. Ozone undergoes the small amount of ozone is harmless, but the ozone in the range of 100 ppm ozone will affect the respiratory system, difficult to breathe, respiratory system. So it will affect the respiratory system, causes difficult to breathe and nausea. These are some properties of ozone. Liquid ozone is paramagnetic in nature. Liquid ozone is paramagnetic in nature. In the case of supersonic jet airways, the nitrogen monoxide gas coming out from supersonic jet airways will react with the ozone and makes it as O2, O3 into O2. See, NO plus O3 gives NO2 plus O2. This is in fuel in supersonic jet airways, aeroplanes, made up of nitrogen monoxide, which will react with O3 and make the oxygen thinner. So this is another reason for ozone layer depletion. Next one is ozone is a very good oxidizing agent. Ozone is a very good oxidizing agent. Because it readily undergoes reaction to give oxygen, nascent oxygen. Readily gives nascent oxygen. So that is why it is a powerful oxidizing agent. Ozone is a powerful Ozone is heavier than air. Ozone is heavier than air. Heavier than air. Slightly soluble in water. Slightly soluble in water. And fairly soluble in turpentine oil. Turpentine oil. This is the one property. Ozone is heavier than air. It is slightly soluble in water and fairly soluble in turpentine oil. Ozone is a powerful oxidizing agent. We already know that because ozone readily releases nascent oxygen. That's the reason. Ozone is thermodynamically unstable because ozone decomposes into oxygen. During that process, heat delta H, heat liberated and the entropy increases. So therefore O3 is thermodynamically unstable. Next reason is ozone react with potassium iodide. During this reaction, iodine is liberated. This iodine is titrated against the sodium thiosulfate. This titration gives the quantitative value of ozone. I am going to write the equation now. 2Na2S2O3 plus I2 gives Na2S4O6 plus NaI2NaI. This is sodium tetraiodate. Sodium tetrathionate. This is a equation not given in the textbook. You have to follow this. Next one is uses of ozone. Ozone is a germicide, disinfectant and very good sterilizing agent. Ozone is bleaching oil, ivory, starch, etc. Ozone is a very good oxidizing agent in the manufacture of potassium permanganate. Ozone is also used in the preparation of synthetic camphor and artificial silk. Okay, so ozone is very good material in the following of commercial uses. Thank you students, have a nice day. Next class we will talk about the next topic. In this class I have completed the oxides of oxygen, simple oxides of oxygen, mixed oxides of oxygen, ozone preparation, properties and uses. Thank you children, have a nice day. God bless you.